Our big story tonight, hundreds of cancellations causing tens of thousands of angry customers. Good evening, I'm Joe Dana.
And I'm Tram Mai. All of this unfolding at Sky Harbor International Airport when officials there announced nearly all Southwest Airlines flights were canceled, and it would be days before people could get onto another flight. Team 12's Chase Golightly is at the airport now with the mounting frustration. Chase?
Well, guys, things have definitely calmed down now from what we were seeing earlier in the day. Right behind me is the Southwest kiosk for service. You can see less than a dozen people in line right now. Earlier today, just hours ago, this whole area was filled with hundreds of people waiting hours in line to be able to try to figure out what they can do, if they could get another ticket, if they could get hotel stay, refunds, just trying to figure out exactly what's going on. But earlier today, when we were speaking with passengers who had their flights canceled, they say the biggest shock was that they didn't learn that their flight was canceled until they got here. It's a word no one wants to see when at the airport.
Just said cancel on the screen and there's nothing. It just kicks you out.
And it was everywhere at Sky Harbor.
Oh my God.
Passengers just learning about cancellations at check-in.
We just not actually finding out that our flight is canceled.
The airport telling travelers 90% of Southwest flights were canceled with apparently no warning from the airline.
We didn't get notified at all.
Missing life-changing events.
We heard a girl crying because she was going to miss her wedding.
This entire line, all people with canceled flights, because trying to get a hold of Southwest any other way wasn't working.
Called the airline, was on hold with them for 5 hours, and then they hung up on me.
And getting another Southwest flight within the next few days, nearly impossible.
We had other flights that we were trying to get on that they canceled.
Not to mention checked bags are still with Southwest.
They kept all of our luggage. There's no guarantee when we're going to get it back, if I'll ever see it again.
Leaving many feeling helpless.
It's pretty frustrating and draining. Going home to see your mom and dad, they're not going to make it, so it's rough.
Not sure what to do next.
I do have to work at 8 a.m. tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting to figure out what I'm going to do.
While some were lucky to have families waiting to pick them up.
We're back, yeah, mama.
Like Alyssa Martin and her daughter, who tell us their flight was canceled because there wasn't enough flight staff.
Yeah, it's stressful, especially with the 2-year-old.
Others are now having to pay for food, hotels, and new tickets.
So it's definitely an extra $1,000, $1,200.
It's an extra $1,000, yeah.
Some are taking a different route, literally.
I'm giving up on flights altogether. We're just going to drive back to Austin.
The lines for rental cars nearly just as long as the ones in the airport.
We do have one reserved, but we also had a flight reserved too, so.
Cole Brandt is in the same situation.
It's going to be about 12 hours, and I've been going since 2 a.m. this morning.
And just like everyone else missing out on holidays with their families or weddings, she's missing her daughter's birthday.
I was going to go see my daughter. She's going to turn 16, and I had to explain to her, and she broke down. I'm upset. I'm very upset. This is just insane.
Sharing this final message with Southwest.
Southwest, do better.
Now, Southwest did release a statement expressing their, quote, heartfelt apology, saying it was the extreme weather that led to these cancellations. However, with the several passengers that we spoke to today who were waiting at their gate to get on a Southwest flight, they were told that it was the lack of staff on the aircraft that led to those cancellations. Of course, we're trying to dig into all this and we'll bring you the answers. For now, we're live at Sky Harbor. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Thanks, Chase. A union of Southwest employees releasing a statement saying in part, the way Southwest Airlines has treated its employees can only be termed despicable. We know the demands of holiday travel, but at this point, the many years of failure by management, despite many union demands to modernize, has left employees fatigued, stranded, hungry, and cold on Christmas. If your flight was canceled today, you're likely wondering what options you have. Here's what you need to know. Most airlines try to book passengers on another flight as soon as possible, but if you choose not to take the new flight, you may be entitled to a refund. Carriers must also refund bag fees and any add-ons that you may have purchased. However, this is where the compensation stops.
Companies are not required to provide things like hotel rooms, food, money, or cab fares. Airlines may try to offer vouchers instead of cash refunds, but travel expert Anton Radchenko has some advice on that.
Try to stay away from vouchers, always receive cash compensation. There is good reason why airlines are offering you a voucher. because they know in majority of the cases those vouchers will get unused or expired.
Now, some airlines offer additional compensation above what's required. Anton suggests looking into each airline's policy before you book your flight.